What up, YouTube? This is aftermarket research, scalp trading, swing trading. We're just trying to find what's doing good after hours. A lot of stuff can make stuff spike up after hours. Stuff that includes news articles, financials, analyst rating changes, anything, new products, anything makes the after hours stuff. Sometimes the stock does terrible in the day, and then after hours, all of a sudden it bounced back to where it was the day prior. But like on your watch list here on Webull, you can see what your watch lists are doing after hours. You could even switch this over here if you want to look at it from a different point of view, after hours. You can do your highs and lows, what's doing bad after hours, what's doing great after hours. And you can look at any of your watch lists you have set up. Like right here I like my Wall Street bets after hours. It looks like there's a few of them that are doing good after hours. Another good way of finding stuff that's running that might not be in your watch list is that you can go over here to the tabs on the left of your Webull, and it looks like a picture of a Earth or Saturn, or I don't know what it is, but right here in this first page you have a pre-market after hours, 5 minutes, 1 day, 5 day, that. So you could just go right here to after hours and you can see who's doing the best after hours. We got this SOS that's running up to 30, almost 31% after hours with 807 million market cap volume on it. So a lot of these are running up pretty good. 30% and after hours is a good runner. So you can just click on these, any one of these, and you can do your research on what's going on. Sometimes you can pull up the news article down here and see what's going on. It doesn't look like any current news article is, so you'd have to go look it up on maybe Google or anything else to see what's going on. Usually financials, their analyst rating strong buy. There's no order flow info. So what I like to do is I just like to see how this thing is running up. Let me close this up. We're on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, and it just shows just one spike up. So it could be anything. It could have been last week's contracts finally got delivered and it jumped up after hours. It could be anything, institutional buyer or something to make it jump up that 70% or 70 cents. A lot of these jump up after hours, so you can go up to any of them and see where the action's at. Most of these is just a quick spike because there's not a lot of volume. Some of these you'll find a lot of volume, so you have a chance to actually do something. Like SOS here, it looks like it's been doing a lot of volume after hours. So I don't always recommend buying something when it's tippy top. You know, it's starting to go down, but it's still above the VWAP line, which says it's very bullish territory. Sometimes people like to use the MACD indicators, which are not always accurate, but they kind of tell you the story of when it goes up, when it goes down, and when these crosshairs meet each other. When this line's down there, it shows you it's bearish, and then once it crosses right here and crosses here, then it goes from bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish. So right now it's kind of in a goofy area. I honestly wouldn't touch this one because it had so much sells. There's more red than green. But you can find a lot of opportunities, especially if you're early in the pre-market or after hours. What I like to also do is find these ones that are doing really well after hours and I might make a list of them or keep them in my watch list. So come pre-market, real early in the morning, I like to take an eye and see if any of these are still doing really well pre-market, and then I can buy into them and scalp them. And you can do this several times pre-market before the market opens. What I do recommend, it's not financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor, but what I've done in the past is when I do scalp sell them back and forth, I like to sell off probably 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes before market open, because that's when most of the people start selling off, because they know once the market opens, a lot of other investors that don't do pre-market or aftermarket, seeing that the stuff they're holding, either swing trading or longer term investors, and they see it spiked up, so they sell first thing opening bell so they can lock in their profits. Most of us call them paper handing, but it is what it is. So that's another buying opportunities. Right when the bell opens, you'll see a massive sell-off of the shares, and then I usually wait until it rebounds back up. That way I know it's bullish, and then if it starts running back up again, then I'll rebuy into it, and I'll keep doing that over and over and over. Just basically buy the dips and I'll sell the rips. That's the motto here in Stunkville. Buy the rips, sell the dips. And with a margin account, you can do that as many times as you want, and we call those round trips. And I could do several round trips. I can do one of them a day. I can do 1,000 a day. It just matters how many you want to do. Some people like to do less round trips, and they'll hold on and just see how it runs for the day. But myself, I will take in profits 1 cent, 2 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, 50 cent. I'll take whatever I can. A gain's a gain, and then I'll rebuy it as it dips down, and I'll just keep doing that strategy, which seems to work for me. One thing about doing pre-market or aftermarket buys and sells is that you're limited to only limit buys and limit sells, so that is a downfall. So you have to put in your limit price to buy and your limit price to sell. And usually I'll catch it, but sometimes you have to sit there and wait for it to actually come down or up, and with low volume, sometimes this can take some time. And then when it does do the transaction, sometimes it doesn't complete the full transaction. If I'm trying to buy 20 shares, it might only buy 5 or 6, and then a couple minutes later, as volume moves again, it might buy a couple more. Sometimes it completes all the transactions, sometimes it only buys half. That's the only problem with limit buys and sells. Come market hours, you can limit buy, or you don't have to do limit buys anymore. You can do market buys and then do trailing stop sells, is which a lot of people like to do if they're doing swing trading or they're chasing stuff that's running up. With trailing stops, you have you can avoid a lot of losses. You can take a little loss, but you can also have it follow up this thing as it's rocketing up and going up, 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 and then when it dips down, you could set a percentage, 1%, 2%, 20%, or you can set a dollar amount or a penny amount. A lot of people say 20%, you get the best, but I think 20% is kind of a lot for you to be swing trading to lose in a day. So some people do 1 to 5%. I think 5% is kind of pushing it, but everybody has to find their own pattern. And I recommend doing trailing stop sells on your stuff if you are a swing trader or if you are a daily scalper. This is a good thing, so you leave your emotions aside and then you can exit that thing. And then if you do lose a couple dollars, then just rebuy back into it when it dips down really low, and then ride it again and then make up the difference. But here's the thing, after hours, you can watch these tonight. You can either buy in tonight or you can watch them in the morning. So that's some good pre-market after hours action that everybody should be able to get on. And if your brokerage doesn't allow after hours or pre-market, you should switch to Webull, because they do offer this. And there's a link on my description below that gives you 2 free stocks with Webull. So go ahead and click those. If not, no worries. But I hope this is somewhat interesting to you. You know, you might know about it, you might not. I'm a new investor, as many are out there, and any information to help somebody, all we're doing is helping each other out here in the YouTube community. So go ahead and subscribe, send me a like, and I'll keep posting videos if you like them. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just entertainment. I can't tell you what to buy or when to buy or who to buy. I'm just here just doing my thing. Thank you.